Marlyn Akpofure, and I have the privilege and honor of sharing my thoughts with the house tonight on what having a growth mindset entails and what it's all about. But before I commence, I'd like to thank Better You Africa for this opportunity, and Mr. Taiwo Omeride as well for reaching out and giving me this rare privilege of sharing my thoughts with officials and volunteers of Better You Africa on what having a growth mindset is. I want to say that what I think the first ingredient of having a growth mindset is having desire. We have to desire to grow. Where there's no desire, there's really no motivation to do anything apart from growth. Where there's no appetite, where there's no wants, where there's no desire, strong desire, we really cannot say we are ready for a growth mindset. You can get respect from everybody and anybody. Anybody can respect you for your money. Anybody can respect you for your name. Anybody can respect you for your achievement. But honor is more intentional. When somebody honors you, you understand that the person is more intentional in interacting with you. Consistency is another factor we may want to look into. Many times we just start and stop, and we are like, this thing isn't working. Let me do something else. Let me focus my attention on something else that may work. Maybe this isn't for me. There's nothing that isn't for anybody. If you are consistent in something long enough, you become an expert at it. You become a master at it. You become a veteran at it. So speaking about my perspective on having a growth mindset, I think the first ingredient an individual must have is the desire to grow. Many times we think we have the desire to grow, but we do not, because I read somewhere on social media something that currently is on my screen. It says the magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. It's just a normal thing for people to want to rest, want to take a break, but we must desire to grow. We must be ready to work. Work is the very foundation upon which any kind of growth can happen. The only yardstick for measuring your own growth should be yourself, not somebody else. You can't say, Tunde is this, Wale is that, or Kemi is this, or Fumi is that. After having the desire, after stirring yourself up and wanting to grow, you also have to be a very deep thinker. In deep thinking, you are stripping your thoughts bare. You are taking off all the pretense. You are taking off all the packaging. You are stripping your thoughts naked, and you are saying, okay, who am I? What do I want? Why do I act the way I act? Why do I do what I do? Why do I want what I want? What are my intentions? In deep thinking, when I talk of width, if I say think wide, I'm talking of imagination. Putting your brain and your mind to work. Imagine the kind of things you want. I know they say it in church and in all these other, do I call them religions now, or ways of life, where they say you have to manifest, you have to write them down, say this 4 times, say this 3 times. Yes and no. But you must use your imagination. God gave us our imagination for a reason. You must be able to paint the picture you want in your mind. You must be able to, see yourself where you want yourself. Very important. I know people talk about vision boards and all of that, but that's not you. That's pictures of somebody else. But thank God for our imagination, where you can put your face in the picture. So when I say thinking wide, I'm talking of being floral, colorful in your imagination. Now the third leg of deep thinking, because if you've been following, you will see that I've tried to make deep thinking stand on 3 legs, talking of height, depth, and width. So we've spoken about height, we've spoken about width. Now in depth, we are talking of mind execution. We must strive to be mind executioners. Don't be a stage executioner. Don't let things meet you when they ought to be executed. If you're a mind executioner, you would have factored many things into your mind before they come up. You're never really caught unawares. You're never really surprised. You're never really taken aback, because you've been able to execute the project and the task in your mind. You have been able to run through it. Deep thinkers are achievers, because you have executed everything in your mind. So when we're talking of depth, we're talking of mind execution. So whenever you say deep thinking, we're saying you're executing your future, you're executing your progress, you're executing your testimonies, you're executing your plans, your projects, your life in your mind, and then just watch it play out and unfold right before your eyes. In deep thinking, we find counsel. Many times we'll have more questions than we do answers. And we are overwhelmed with those life's questions. But if you're a deep thinker, you understand why things are the way they are. Like I said, it's practicality. I do these things, I practice these things. I'm not telling you something I don't practice. Finally, there is the X factor. When I say the X factor, we already know what I'm referring to, the God factor. You have to believe in something or someone, a higher power that is conscious, that is mindful of you, that is charting your path, and you have to trust that higher power. For me, I believe in God. I believe He answers prayers. I believe He's mindful of me, and I am mindful of Him. I do my best. I'm human. I do my best to be mindful of God as well. So I hope that we practice these things. I hope they bless you. I hope they prosper you. I hope they give you the results you're looking for in whatever field you have decided to plant yourself, to establish your feet in. I hope above all that you come back to be a blessing to better your Africa, to be a gift to better your Africa in touching other people's lives.